What's up, fellow Patagonians? It's your boy, Mario Fama, FTF, aka Yo Soy Blanco, pero no soy banco. I did a post about cars and stuff, and like pieces, who has pieces, who doesn't. And I can tell that people that, based on the comments, don't know much about insurance when it comes to cars. So let me break that down to you guys from my experience and what I know, right? Now, people say, oh, insurance in this country sucks when it comes to cars. Yes and no, and I'll explain to you why. I've had an old car, and then I had a whole bunch of newer cars, right? So when you have a car that's 5 years or less, you can get full coverage on the car. You tell them the amount that you want to insure it for, and that's what it's based on, what you pay a year. And you can get 100% coverage. I had $25,000 worth of damage on a Volvo over like a year and a half or whatever. They paid that out. I've had my BMW, I think it was $10,000 the accident. They covered that. I never paid $1 out of it, plus the tires. I went through three tires. I know how to do that as well. That if you have because the tires were $1,000 with the BMW, and I didn't want to pay for that, so I know how to do that as well. And then now with my Jeep, that's going to be like $10,000 to redo the front right side, the hood, and all that kind of stuff, because they change everything. When you have the car 5 years or less and you have full coverage, you take it to the dealer, and they replace everything. They don't fix, they replace it, which is a good thing. The bad thing is if they don't have the pieces, you're shit out of luck. But with that being said, getting full coverage, you don't pay anything out of pocket. They usually take anywhere from 1 to top 2 weeks to approve your damages, and then depending on the pieces, they'll do the work at the dealer. When the car is older than 5 years, then they'll approve only secondary shops, and then whatever those shops charge to fix it and or replace everything. But after that, there is a deductible. That just depends on different things, but I'll give you an example. I think it's like 1% or something, I don't know. I had a old Ford Escape, and I got hit in the back. My deductible was like 3,500 pesos, and I forgot what it was to get it fixed. But there you do have a deductible. Now, what's important is that a couple things. One, that you have one of the major companies that insures your car. Universal, Humano, Banreservas, Manfrey. Do not go with Rickety Tickety Insurance and all these other like B brands, these local companies, like small companies and stuff like that. They're going to be a shit show. Somebody scratched my Volvo one time. I was going after, it was only like 10,000 pesos, or no, it was like 13,000, let's just say, to fix the paint on the door that they hit. And they had some bullshit company in Santo Domingo, and I basically, what they were trying to do is wait past X amount, I think it's 6 months or something like that. If they don't get into an agreement with you, then legally they don't have to pay you, from what I remember. So I went to their office and I said, listen, I'm going to sue you because you're holding this up right now, so you don't have to pay me later on, because the person had some bullshit like insurance company that I never heard of. But when you deal with the major companies, what happens is when you have an accident, like my insurance company pays for my damages, your insurance company pays for your damages if we both have full coverage. If I have full coverage, they pay my stuff. I don't have to deal with you or whatever the case is. And if you don't have it, well, that's on you until you work it out there. My insurance company pays you. Now, a lot of Dominicans don't have full coverage. People here in Latin America don't really believe in insurance the way we do maybe in North America. So what happens, like I have a friend of mine, he hit somebody's car. Okay, wait. He doesn't have insurance to fix his car, so he had to fix his own car. And then the other guy is waiting to get paid from his insurance. And if he doesn't have like one of the major insurances that work, like the ones I told you about that work really fast, that guy's waiting forever to get the money to fix his. Because most people here don't have full coverage, especially if it's an older car. They just have like liability. Basically, like if I hit you, my insurance company will eventually pay you if you go after to get the money. But I'm asked out. I can't get my stuff fixed unless I pay out of pocket. So that's where that misconception comes in, that the insurance companies suck or whatever, because people don't have enough coverage, and now you're chasing somebody else's insurance. I had to call a lawyer for that 10,000, so it's 13,000. They negotiated with me like 10,000. I was like, listen, man, just give me the fucking 10,000 and that's it, or whatever. But they try to negotiate with you. They try to nickel and dime with you. So use the major ones. The last, well, two more things. One is make sure you have gap insurance. So I had Banreservas, and my car's worth 74,000. So I just realized, my car's like a year and a half old, so it was time to renew my policy right now. They were like, I said, do I have gap insurance? And my intermediary checked and was like, no. So I was like, well, number one, why am I paying for 74 if they're not going to give me 74 if I total the car? That's number one. Number two, if they're not offering me gap insurance, we need to go to another company, because if I get totaled, I want money to buy a new car, not a used version of the car that I got into an accident with, since I bought my car new. So I went over to what do I have now, Humano, and I got rid of Banreservas because they weren't giving me gap insurance. Second of all, even if you have full coverage, there's a responsabilidad civil. There's an additional insurance I pay on my car, 1,543 pesos a year, and that is an extra 3 million pesos on top of the million on my policy, because I think it's like 1 million that I have on my policy. Because what's happening now is if you hit a motorcycle, you hit somebody, they get hurt, they die, the family, whatever, they sue you for more. They're like, oh, a million's not enough, we want more. So they try to go after you personally. So I had that extra 3 million on top of my insurance to cover in case there's an accident, somebody gets hurt, or somebody dies. So I hope that kind of helps guys figure it out. If you have an older car, you're going to have a deductible, and no matter what, get the fullest kind of coverage that you can get, and the additional liability insurance of the responsabilidad civil. That way you're covered in all angles. And that's the reason why you don't really see me with really, really old cars. I'm constantly switching up my cars because I just rather play it safe, for warranty reasons as well, but I'd rather just play it safe. And there's no way I'm keeping a car over 5 years, because then I can't fully insure it, and then if I've got to come out of pocket, if I can't get this and I can't get that. So hopefully that helps, guys. Let me know if you have any other questions.